Welcome back to the Orthodox Trucker Podcast. My name is Ian, and today I want to talk about something that's been stirring in me for a while. Something that connects freight, faith, and the strange beauty of life on the road. We're calling this one Freight as Wind, Truck as a Boat. Because, believe it or not, that's what trucking often feels like for me. You know, there's something beautifully unpredictable about this job. Not just the traffic, not just the weather, or the dispatch surprises. I'm talking about the rhythm of the work itself. The way loads come, the way assignments shift. It reminds me of sailing. You don't always control where you're going next. You just follow the currents, the needs, the momentum of something bigger than yourself. Take this past week. I delivered a load of beer to Hurricane, Utah. Straightforward. But then I deadheaded to North Las Vegas. From there, I went to Colton, California, just to pick up 5,000 pounds of empty USPS post office totes and run them up to Tracy, California. Light freight, but necessary. And I was the nearest available asset. On paper and in my head, it made no sense. But from a broader view, it fits. That's when it hit me. Trucking is a lot like sailing. Hear me out. Sometimes you're loaded heavy, barely holding on. Sometimes you're light and cruising, almost guilty at how easy it is. And sometimes you're becalmed, just waiting, unsure where the next wind will blow. In this line of work, I rarely know where I'm going next until the day before. Sometimes the morning of. My only fixed port is home time. Otherwise, I go where the freight flows. And strangely enough, that uncertainty has made me more attentive, more prayerful, more tuned into the stillness between the dispatches. You see, there are drivers who lay down hard boundaries. I don't run in winter. I don't run in California. Keep me out of the mountains. Fair enough. But that's never been my style. I try to go where I'm needed. And over time, that's become more than a work ethic. It's become a way of seeing, a spiritual posture. There's a line I heard once that stuck with me. You can't control the wind, but you can set your sails. That sounds like faith to me. It also sounds like trucking. I can't control the freight market. I can't choose every destination. But I can say yes. I can keep my truck ready. I can trust the one who's ultimately at the helm. Psalm 107 says, "They that go down to the sea in ships, that do business in great waters, these see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep." That's us, truck drivers. We do business in great waters, interstates, loading docks, mountains, truck stops. And in these places, we see wonders too. I think of Peter and John, fishermen when Christ called them. He didn't find them in a synagogue. He found them working on a boat, in their trade. And he said, "Follow me." They didn't know where they were headed. They just said yes. That's what this job has become for me. One long yes. Not because I always know the route, but because I trust the planner. Because I've come to believe that this cab, this truck, this strange life on the road can be a place of ministry. In Luke 5, Christ preaches from Peter's boat. Not a cathedral, not a hilltop, just a boat. And that image has always moved me. Because that's how I feel about my truck. It's not fancy. It smells like diesel and sometimes stale coffee. But it's mine, and it's become my pulpit. I'm not a priest, but I am a witness. This is where I pray, record podcasts, write blogs, and live out my faith, even when I'm parked at a rest area at 2 a.m. or checking my tires in the cold, or watching the sunrise over the Columbia River Gorge. This truck is where the Orthodox Trucker Podcast was born, right here, with my little mic and my little prayer book and 1,000 thoughts about God, life, and diesel. This cab is my prayer closet, my chapel, my confessional. And yes, it's also my boat. Because the church has long been described as a ship, an ark of salvation. The fathers saw it that way. And I don't claim my Freightliner is quite that holy. It's carried me through some storms, literal and spiritual. It's been my shelter, my sanctuary, my reminder that even here, God speaks. Because God steps into our boats, into our workplaces. He meets us in the ordinary and transforms it. We don't need a collar or a title to serve. We just need to be faithful, to say yes, to stay open, and to live the gospel in motion. Sometimes that means forgiving the driver who cut you off. Sometimes it means mentoring a rookie who's testing your patience. Sometimes it means praying instead of complaining, or recording a podcast, even when you're tired, or writing the post, even when you're unsure if anyone's listening. The kingdom of God is built 1 mile at a time, 1 prayer at a time, 1 act of obedience at a time. So, here I am, still trucking, still trusting, still trying. The road ahead is unknown, but the presence of God is constant. Christ is in the boat, and the cross, it's not just in churches, it's right here on the dashboard of my life. So if you're feeling adrift, like you're just deadheading from one place to the next, remember this: you're not alone, you're not forgotten, and your story is part of something bigger. Your cab might smell like stale coffee, your trailer might be empty, but your life, it's full of grace, full of purpose, full of chances to say yes again. This is Ian, the Orthodox Trucker, signing off. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay prayerful, and remember, even here, even now, the Spirit still moves. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. If you'd like more Orthodox Trucker content, visit my blog at orthodoxtrucker.com or follow me on spotify.com/orthodoxtrucker or youtube.com/orthodoxtrucker. I'm also on Instagram now at instagram.com/orthodoxtrucker.